Yo, welcome everybody. Mlb Dfs pre-lock live for Tuesday night. Big 14-game slate. Pete Cole here, running solo, but a slate here to talk about. We're gonna go over the whole slate, all the cash plays, some GPP plays, so on. Get you ready for tonight. MLB, we got a month left, 6 weeks, I guess, maybe. But August is the time to shine here, and DFS is the fun time. So, first of all, youfielderschoice.com. Anybody new is watching or on demand. We have a special going on right now, $50 for 2 months or $25 a month for your first 2 months. I have to tail chip my mouth, sorry. But then it's college football special, because that's just starting on Saturday. We have what we call week 0 Saturday, 3 games, and week 1 actually is in a week from Saturday where the real big stuff starts. But so if you're new, all sports included, especially niche sports is our specialty. We cover DraftKings or FanDuel covers it, we cover it. So that's our claim to fame. But of course, MLB is still like our flagship. NFL. We'll have NFL shows every Sunday, live before lock. Me and Walter, we doing college football. Actually, let me see the show schedule. Tomorrow night is Canadian Football League. Week 4. It's only 3 games though, because we have a COVID issue. But we'll still have a show tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Thursday, we will have our live stream / podcast at 9 p.m. for week 0, college football preview DFS. That'll be our first preview show. Friday will be MLB, 6 p.m. And then Saturday is our first college football Saturday, live before lock show. I think it's at 10. I think it's 10 a.m., maybe 11. But we'll have that all out on our Discord and on Twitter, the exact times. What else we got going on? We have NFL preseason going on. We've been actually doing really well in NFL. Preseason, no games tonight, but I think there's games Thursday and Friday. Golf, BMW Championship starts Thursday. For some reason I keep thinking today's Wednesday, today's Tuesday. WNBA, the big slate tonight in WNBA. Walter Waddell, my Super Show partner, has got big write-up today. The WNBA 4-game slate that starts at 7 p.m. So they've been definitely crushing over there in women's basketball. So if you like women's hoops or you want to try something different in niche sport, definitely check out WNBA. NASCAR Saturday, 7 p.m. I guess Saturday night. Eric Big E does that. He also does the esports. He does incredible stuff with esports. He pretty much has a write-up every day for CSGO or the Valorant stuff. I mean, he's got crazy spreadsheets. Also, we got tennis going on. Chris Besh is doing tennis every day. Write-ups for that. This is all under your premium membership. And then, like I said, CFL starts Thursday, CFB Saturday, and then MLB every day. So a lot going on. Just like the best time of the season. We had that lull in July where it's like MLB every night. Now we're back to like 3 or 4 sports pretty soon, 3 or 4 sports a night. So check out our Discord. It's free to get on. We do have premium rooms with all the different sports, but you can't beat a price for $25 a month. That includes all sports. We got guys that have been around forever. We've been this website, we just changed the names, but this website's been around for about 7 or 8 years. I've been here for like 4 or 5 years. So guys that have won multi GVP. So it's a good time to join if you're new. All right, enough selling this stuff. Let's get into MLB today. First, the weather. And there is all of a sudden some weather popped up. I thought this was going to be a clean slate. But the latest I just saw from Kevin Roth, the Rotor Grinders weather guy, is there's some weather in the Cubs game, the Cubs and Rockies. So what I'm seeing, his tweet, I'm just going to read his tweet. It says that escalated quickly in Chicago. The storm line should build south through the evening and delay is likely. Whether they finish or when a delay occurs, I don't know, but there's some risk here. So, and that is your Colorado-Chicago game. The other note is radar is significantly more active than what models showed this morning. And we do have a pitcher we like in this game is Marquez for Colorado. He's actually one of the cash pitchers I like. So that may downgrade Marquez a little bit. So the only game to pay attention to is the Colorado Cubs game. Yankees, Atlanta, a few pop-ups in the area in New York. In Atlanta, there may be a delay or a brief start, but I don't think so. But that's it. So Wrigley, Colorado, Cubs is your main worry tonight. 15 game slate. When you got these 14, 15 games, I guess 14 game slate. When you got these 14, 15 game slates, man, you don't want to be risking, especially in cash, a pitcher where a game might get postponed or delayed, or there's so many other plays. GVPs definitely. If you think this game a really good chance to get rained out, then throw a stack, the Rockies or Cubs, but not for cash. All right, so that's weather. Vegas right now. Let me see what the changes are in Vegas. Our highest run implied for the night right now still. So the Red Sox are still the highest implied. They've actually jumped they opened up at 6-1. And now their implied run total is 6-4. They're 1.1 runs higher than any other team on a slate. So the Red Sox are a top team offense. Then we got four other teams that are right now. Vegas has got over it 5 implied runs. We got the Angels 5.3. They've actually dropped a little bit. They opened at 5.7. They're playing 8 yards. Great hit environment for the Angels going against Spencer Watkins, who's a gas can. Then we got the Astros playing at home against Kansas City 5-3. I used the Astros as my main stack last night. Of course, they burned me, but they're sitting at 5-3. Then we got the Braves in that game in Yankee Stadium 5.2. And then we had the Indians, who I actually like tonight. I'm liking the Indians more and more as the game goes on. We'll talk about that in a second, but 5.1, the Indians against the Rangers. They're the 5 teams over 5 implied runs: Indians, Braves, Astros, Angels, and Red Sox. Your money line, right now, the biggest favorite on the slate is still Houston, minus 239. They actually opened up at minus 235, so it rose a little bit. The biggest jump is the Cardinals. They opened up at 169. Now they're sitting at minus 230. Big jump for Jack Flaherty and the Cardinals. We got Red Sox minus 213. Tanner Houck against Minnesota. And the only other team that's minus 200 above is Milwaukee. Corbin Burns against the Cincinnati Reds, minus 202. So they're 4 top favorites. All right, Vegas is done. Let's talk about pitching here on this 14-game slate today. So our Fielder's Choice cheat sheet has been updated for you premium members. If you're watching, pull it out. I say it every night on the show that I've been using this cheat sheet since like 2015, I guess. I still say it's the best cheat sheet in history, not just because I work there and do it, but it is. Everything together: FanDuel, DK, got your K percentage, your walk percentage, Woba, ISO, pitcher, hitting, ownership, all that. So it's all together on one sheet. So let's take a look at pitchers tonight. And in cash, we're looking for ownership especially for our cash pitchers, who is carrying the most ownership. Looking at right now, the latest update at 6 p.m. Jack Flaherty and Corbin Burns both over 40%. And that's probably who you're going to see most of the industry going toward, Flaherty and Burns for cash, especially now that Marquez is looking at rain and Wrigley. So Corbin Burns, Burns, to me, Flaherty is the top pitcher tonight. Burns is the best overall real life pitcher, but he doesn't have the best matchup. He's going against the Reds. I said best overall pitcher, but the Reds have a tough offense. Let me see. Burns is striking out 12.5 batters per 9. He's got a crazy 7.6 to 1 strikeout to walk ratio. 233 xFIP is total elite, which is right next to his ERA, which is 213. I mean, that's mega elite. He's matchup proof. That's showing. I mean, he's dominant matchup proof. Big favorite against Cincinnati. He's got the highest K upside in the slate. So Burns is there. It's just Cincinnati does have a tough offense. He's a bunch of hitters on his team, but still, Burns is one of your top pitchers. The other one's gonna be Jack Flaherty, my favorite. He's actually has better odds to win than Burns. We just went over that. He's a home favorite, minus 225. Now, is he as good as a pitcher as Corbin Burns? No. But he's going up against Detroit. It's a better matchup. Detroit right now is striking out 26% of the time, bottom third offense, and Flaherty's got 268 ERA, 380 xFIP. If I had a choice, now this is what I'm going to do at FanDuel. If I had a choice, I'm taking Flaherty over Burns, even though Burns is a better arm. So DK and cash, you're really going to run Flaherty and Burns. Don't even overthink it. Just run it in cash. FanDuel, I'll be running Flaherty. And the main thing on FanDuel is you got Flaherty sitting at 10-3 and Burns at 11-5. So that's a $1,500 difference between both. On DK, it's a $1,000 difference. So they're your two cash pitchers. Who else we got running now? We want to talk about. Okay, first is Marquez, and I think Marquez is definitely in a great spot. Going against the Cubs. We all know right now the Cubs suck. They're pretty much, playing out their year. Worst K rate in baseball, 26.7. So Marquez is going to put up a decent line, especially when he's been doing it at Coors. He's handled far tougher games this year, especially at Coors, than he's doing tonight. Especially when he's only 8-2 at DK. But if we have to worry about rain now, I'm not going to stress out all night. I'm just going to run out Flaherty and Burns. But for GPPs, no problem with Marquez. Another note is the Cubs, they've only won 4 of the last 25 games. And they've only had more than 5 runs like 5 times in those 25 games. They trade away most of their lineup. It's a minor league team, big strikeout rate. Marquez got 24.1 strikeout rate, 3.1 xFIP. He's playing in a game where it's going to be, my notes had him warm and humid. Now we got rain though. So Marquez though, GVP pivot off of Burns and Flaherty, great. I wouldn't run him in cash now because of especially the weather. He's still looking at 28% ownership, where Burns and Flaherty are over 40%. Burns will probably drop. Marquez will probably drop once the latest update comes out with these rain issues. Charlie Morton, of course, I've been a Morton guy all season. I love Charlie Morton. He's one of my favorite pitchers in baseball. People are going to shy away from Morton because he's playing against the Yankees. Yankees power, but I still think he's strong. He's got the skills. The Yankees have some power there, but if you look at some BVPs, one of the BVPs I saw is Aaron Judge is like 1 for 11 off of Charlie Morton, and we saw what 2K did yesterday. So I do like Charlie Morton, but he is going to be like probably my third. He'd be my third. I'd be going Flaherty, Burns, Morton, and Marquez. Now on FanDuel, I would just run Flaherty. I think especially the price. A bunch of other pitchers for GBPs. One pitcher who I'm telling you who I've been pretty dead on him most of the year is Mad Bum. And Mad Bum's going against Pittsburgh tonight. Way too cheap on DK at 7-1 for what he's done this year. He's been smashing. And let me see his last 5 starts. He's thrown at least 6.2 innings each start. He's allowed 2 runs or less each start. He struck out 5 or more in 3. This guy's going over 6.2 innings every start. He's a shoo-in. He's definitely limiting contact. He's only allowing 33% hard contact. He's only allowing 5.6% barrels. And now this Pittsburgh offense, now we know the Pittsburgh offense is not the best. They're striking out 24.2% against lefties, 234 average, and a really low 72 WRC plus. Great matchup for Mad Bum. GVP probably only because we know it's Mad Bum. But if I'm making more than one lineup, that second lineup's probably going to have like a Morton, Mad Bum in it. I really like Mad Bum tonight. I think he's in a great spot. He's actually showing projected ownership more than I thought. I am right now seeing at 9% projected ownership. I figure he's going to be around 4. But Mad Bum is actually one of my favorite plays tonight for GPPs. I think he's in a great spot. Don't sleep on him, especially if you're multi-entering. A couple other guys. I don't mind Tanner Houck for the Red Sox. Cheap guys. Another Luis Garcia for Houston. He's been doing really well. Let me see, he's 10.6 strikeouts per 9, 3.39 ERA, 1.11 WHIP going against Kansas City. The problem I'm seeing, and I just read this last year, I got to give notice. I think it was awesome on credit. I didn't realize that he's never thrown more than this amount in any of his careers. So we got to watch out for Garcia getting tired. One other name, Eli Morgan. I do like the Indians game. I like the Indians Rangers game. I've seen a lot of Rangers are popular tonight because they're really cheap. Eli Morgan has been bounced around a bit this year, but we have seen what some of these Indian pitchers have done, and Morgan's had some decent games. And also, he's a favorite, minus 162. Rangers are the lead worst, WOBA, 288. Last game, we saw Morgan throw 8 Ks, 6 innings against the Twins. We also saw him do really well against the Blue Jays a couple starts ago with 9 Ks across 5 innings. He's shown a lot better control. He's 7-7, and Big Bill Miller is their umpire tonight behind the plate in this Cleveland game. Definitely a pitcher's umpire tonight is Bill Miller. So multi-entering GVPs, Eli Morgan for Cleveland, Mad Bum for Arizona. Was there any other? I always forget to bring this up when on these live streams. Is any other extreme good pitcher umpires tonight? And the Miami-Washington game, Jesus Gallardo, Ron Copa is definitely a pitcher's umpire. So maybe a bump up for Luzardo, who's only 6. Luzardo's only 6'4". So I don't mind Luzardo than GP. Dude like some that Washington line, some cheap plays. And who else we got? That might be it. Eric Fetty's in that same game. Yeah. So just pretty much Big Bill Miller in that game, in that Cleveland game, and the Luzardo game. The Luzardo game with Ron Copa. So 2 pitchers umpires. All right. So once again, cash, you're going to want Flaherty, Burns, and DK. FanDuel, I like pushing to Flaherty. Chris Duffy, you're not scared of bumming cash? Hell no, right? If they weren't so chalk tonight, if Flaherty and Burns, of course, now tomorrow night we'll see. Will be no pitchers. There'll be shit pitchers going. We have too many good pitchers tonight. I would love to be using Mad Bum tonight. I'd like to do like a GVP with Mad Bum, Eli Morgan, and then stock up on like a Boston stack or then another sneaky stack. That's maybe the way to go on GVPs. Okay, so that's it for pitching. Unless you guys have any questions, just shoot them in a live chat room. I'll answer them, or admin will. Let's go around the bases quick so I can make my lineup. Catcher. Let me see. Our cheat sheet is updated. So right now, Wilson Ramos is looking at 18% ownership for catcher. On DK, Max Stassi around 13%. And that's it. Pazzo for Texas, like 7%. So nobody's really running away with it in catcher. So is the Dodgers lineup out yet? I like Will Smith tonight. Let me pull this up. The Mets lineup finally came out. So Lindor is starting tonight. So here Lindor is starting tonight on no rehab games, nothing. He's back. So Lindor's batting third after Alonso. We'll get to that in a second. Tyler O'Neill's been scratched. I didn't realize that either for St. Louis. And no Dodgers lineup yet. Okay, so if Will Smith's playing tonight, I like Will Smith. If I can get to him. If not, I don't mind JT Realmuto for Philly. But why not? When you can sit there, I'm assuming Dalton Varshaw's playing. He's so hot. I'm running late tonight, so I didn't see all the updated lineups. So I'm assuming Varshaw is batting 7th tonight against JT Brubaker. Got that splits advantage. So why run some of these expensive guys when you can run Varshaw? We used him last night. He did well. Let me see. He's got home run in 3 straight games. He got hit in 6 of his last 8. And he's got the platoon split matchup with JT Brubaker. I love Varshaw at 3-6. If you need to punt and go any cheaper tonight, a catcher. Let me see. I don't mind Wilson Ramos. I mean, he's what, 2.7. Hearn sucks. He's got the platoon advantage. Right, he's got regular study advantage at 2.7. So I don't mind Ramos. Pozo throw up some good numbers, but it's a very limited sample size. Max Stassi crushes righties. Spencer Watkins sucks for Baltimore. Now Stassi's not 4 or 5 though. I don't think I can pay 4 or 5 for Max Stassi. So if I had that kind of money, I'm just gonna roll out Will Smith or something like that, or a JT Realmuto. Who else we got? So I would probably be running Ramos is my punt, then Varshaw, and then Will Smith. If Will Smith doesn't play, if I had the money, be JT Realmuto, a catcher. Easy as that. Don't spend time on catcher. Don't get yourself crazy. Is there anybody I'm forgetting for cash? No. Okay, first base, Shohei Ohtani. This is a double down life for Ohtani. So you gotta play Ohtani tonight in cash somewhere. First base or outfield. This is a type of night. Spencer Watkins is a type of pitcher that Ohtani can own. I mean, I could see it hitting off that industrial supply building there at Camden Yards. Get Ohtani in your lineup somewhere. He's hitting 2 out tonight. So you play him at first. I still can't get out of my mind. People are telling me he's not a cash play, but I don't care. Is Pete Alonso is sitting at 4-4 against Sammy Long. 331 ISO against lefties this year. He got the platoon advantage. He's hitting 350 over the last week. Let me see his last 3 games. 1 for 4. Then he had a home run. Then he got home runs 2 of his last 3. Now, Long's type of guy, as long as Long is hitting the spots, he's gonna be good. But if he's not hitting the spots, he's just coming out of the minor leagues. I think he was on IL for a while. This is a kind of a spot start because Desco is now in the IL for the Giants, so it's a emergency start for Long. If Long's not hitting those spots, he's not an overpowering pitcher. Pete Alonso's going to take him yard. So I love that price of Pete Alonso at 4-4, way too cheap. I know everybody's leaning toward Jared Walsh at 4-6, and if you look at Walsh's advanced metrics, they're awesome. 252 ISO, 402 WOBA, awesome numbers. But Walsh really. Think about it. Last week he's hit 240 and 260 over the last month. He's really quieted down this season. Is this a type of game for home runs tonight? For Walsh tonight, definitely. This is definitely a game Jared Walsh could go yard. I know if I play Alonso and don't play Walsh will go yard. But if there's ever a night set up for Walsh at home run, it's tonight. But I still like Pete Alonso. Ryan Mountcastle at 3.9 is in a great spot. Nate Lowe is for Rangers is catching a lot of love now at 2.7. Rangers are really cheap tonight. Went up against Eli Morgan in Cleveland. Looking at our cheat sheet, though, it's all about Ohtani, nearly 30% on DK and FanDuel. Nobody's even close to him on either site. But I said, you can also use Ohtani outfield. If I'm playing FanDuel, I'm probably running Walsh at first at 3K and Ohtani in the outfield at 4-5. DK, I may run Alonso at first and then Walsh in the outfield. I mean, Alonso at first, Ohtani in the outfield, but you can, like I said, right, Alonso first, Ohtani, but a lot of people are going to run Walsh. Sorry. Is anybody I'm forgetting that I liked for my top plays at first base? Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo ain't doing shit right now. I'm going to stop playing him until he gets hot again. He had the hot streak when he first came here. Now he's right back to the way he was with the Cubs. So, no, that's it. Nate Lau, like I said, Nate Lau's going to be popular. But, man, I've seen Eli Morgan pitch lately. Eli Morgan looks really good. And I was calling him a gas can like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I'm definitely an Eli guy. I watched him a lot in Tampa. I thought he's a really young, talented hitter, but he's really struggled as the season went on. So let me see right now, hitting 139 ISO, 332 WOBA. Let me see, 210 over his last week, 250 over his last month. Let everybody else play Nate Lau at 2.7. If he hits one, then he hits one. I'm not going to worry about it at 2.7 though. Yeah, just a Big E. Yeah, Big E said the Mets lineup is out. It's out because Lindor is, like I said, Lindor is playing tonight. He's playing on no rehab games. To me, I think that's a good thing. Actually, get Lindor in that lineup and get him stroking. I like the Mets. One of my favorite stacks tonight. Low stack, very low. With their only top stacks, I think Sammy Long has not been pitching well. He's gonna come in tonight on this emergency start. We're supposed to be Desco and watch the Mets go off. All right, second base. Looking at our cheat sheet, ownership wise, Kiki Hernandez on DK, Kiki or Tommy Edman. FanDuel is showing us projection wise, Kiki, one or the other. Man, I don't like using Kiki on the reverse split. I think he's going to be popular. It seems like when I don't use Kiki, he goes off. I'm trying to pull up his numbers here. So he's only got 177 ISO, 326 WOBA on the reverse split. But Griffin Jacks, it's kind of tough. The pay up is going to be, if you have the money, you just run Albies. He's a little bit of a slump right now, but you play Albies against lefties. Albies in a great spot. And Andrew Heaney gives up way too much power, and Albies has been money all year for lefties for you not to if you have money for Albies. Jazz Chisholm, probably one of the hottest hitters of baseball right now. He's hitting there 300 his last 8 games, 3 home runs, 2 steals against Eric Betty. Good spot. Jorge Polanco. Even though a lot of people love Tanner Houck for Red Sox, Tanner Houck's a great prospect. He's going to do well in major leagues, but Jorge Polanco is still way too cheap, under 4K. Not only OPS, 7 RBIs, those last 22 at bats, still high. He's hitting 360 over the last week, 310 over the last 30 days. So Jorge Polanco under 4K is still a play, definitely a play. I would probably rank them Albies, Chisholm, Kiki, or maybe Polanco up to Albies. Nicky Solak is going to catch some love also. Nicky Solak for Texas is under 3K. He's in a 2s now. So you're going to see Solak in a lot of these cash, very optimal lineups and stuff. So you're gonna see a lot of Nate Lau, Nicky Solak, Garcia, even the third base in there. I think it's Hernandez. You see a lot of these guys for Texas in these optimal lineups. Third base, our she's telling you, is Rafael Devers or JM, the 2 best third basemen right now, I think, in baseball. This is, to me, is a Devers night, but man, Devers isn't hitting, but he's in a prime spot to hit tonight. I'm probably going to use him. I'm not comfortable using him though. For one thing, Devers is so expensive, and he's not. Let me look at his numbers. Season long, 333 ISO, elite, and said with a matchup against Griffin Jacks. But if you go further and look at Rafael Devers, let me see, over his last week, he's hitting 100. Last month, hitting 270, only 3 homers over the last 30 days. So it just scares me anymore. It seems like every time I use these guys that aren't hitting, they continue not to hit. Brian Hayes, I think, is a decent spot. He hits the ball extremely hard. Going up against a lefty, Brian Hayes don't hit lefties better. Hayes could be a sneaky spot. J Ram is always a spot, especially against this Hearn kid. J Ram's got 244 ISO against lefties. You can play J Ram. I guess I probably would lean Devers, J Ram. But if I'd be different, use some Brian Hayes. And also, now that Mets lineup, JD Davis in the Mets lineup. JD Davis is batting 3/6. I don't mind JD Davis tonight at a really cheap price. If you want to be different, I mean, he's got the righty versus lefty matchup. He's hit 281 in his last 20 games. Not bad for JD Davis. Due for a home run. All right, so third base is going to be probably a pay up. Looks like it's going to be I guess I didn't mention Nolan Arenado. Probably more of a GPP play. Arenado's the type of guy that can definitely rock Casey Mize. Shortstop. Looking at our projections, it's all about Alexander Bogaerts or Trevor Story. Both in good spots. We know the Red Sox are in a really good spot tonight. Griffin Jacks really struggles against righties. They got a slugging percentage of 557 against righties. He's giving up a slugging 557. Bogart on the reverse split, though, 223 ISO, 381 WOBA, great numbers. Trevor Story, even though it's not Coors, great play against Steele, who's a ground ball pitcher. When we had the wind blowing out in Wrigley, but has that changed now with the weather and the rain? You got a ground ball pitcher going up against a guy like Story who put the ball in the air. I have it going out at 6 miles an hour. So Story's still in play. Another guy who's just not getting love, and now he's sitting at 12% ownership, is Ahmad Rosario for the Indians. Just keeps on fucking hitting, man. He just keeps on. He's only 4K. Let me see. He is 9-game hitting streak. He's at 415 and on that streak. 7 extra base hits. He's crushing lefties. He's got 336 batting average, 905 OPS against lefties. So Ahmad Rosario, 4K, is just as good of a spot as Story is, or Bogart's at 5.6. Bogart's probably the cashy, chalky play, I'm assuming. Anybody I'm missing at shortstop? I mean, Marcus Semien. We're not talking about too many of these. This ballpark in Toronto's turned to a freaking cavern. I just found out too they have a humidor there, so that's probably one of the reasons. We got Wander Franco, Ranger Suarez, a guy everybody loves. All the Phillies, Bryce Harper, these guys are all praising him, but he hasn't been lights out yet. Wander Franco is sitting at what, 5.2? He may be a sneaky spot here tonight. 254 ISO, 421 WOBA, 343 batting average against lefties. Even though I do like Ranger Suarez. Maybe Franco's a play. B. Craw against McGill. Lefty righty against McGill, the Mets. Not a bad play, I guess. So there's a few plays there. Probably at the end of the day, it's probably going to be Rosario, I guess. And yeah, he's on fire. I was talking to Gervais about that and Chris Duffy about that earlier. Rosario on fire, and he's still not catching that kind of ownership. All right, outfield. There's always ways too many outfielders to talk about. We got two guys that run away with the ownership. Ohtani, you're going to find a first or outfield, or Kyle Schwarber, Schwarber at 23% ownership. Schwarber is probably close to our core play tonight at 4-5. So if I can get a guy like Alonso / Walsh and then Ohtani and Schwarber in the outfield, you're doing pretty well. Schwarber's hitting 400 since he returned from IL. He gets a matchup with Griffin Jacks, a righty who sucks. 332 ISO, 379 WOBA on the split. Schwarber's one of your top plays here. I mean, Justin Upton's popular. He's out. So who else we got? Jordan Alvarez, of course. Alvarez is in play. I've been starting to ride Ketel Marte. I'm a huge Ketel Marte fan. Where 3 years ago I hated Marte, and he burned me so many times where I turned around and probably be one of his biggest fans. Marte and Ketel Marte's not even playing tonight, so delete that. We got Pavin Smith batting second. I don't know how I missed that one. So let me see this. So Cedric Mullins is definitely in play in. I love Mullins, the lefty against Dylan Bundy, leading off. He's going to be low-owned again at 4-5 in Cammy yards. So we got Mullins and Schwarber, great spots. Probably better than Alvarez at that price. There's not too many guys in 3K range I like. Luis Robert, that's probably it. There's a bunch of punts I like, though. I like Miles Straw. I think Miles Straw is in a smash spot, leading off, still under price. He's at 317 over his last 10 games. Adolis Garcia is going to be popular. Adolis Garcia, this is a guy who was like leading major leagues of baseball a month or two ago, and now he's down to like 2.8. So it's all caught up to him. Still at 253 ISO though against righties, and then reverse. So let me see. Garcia's hitting 240 last week, 200 last month, 240 on the season, 27 homers. But let me see his last 3 or 4 games. He had no hits, 3 for 5, no hits, 2 for 4. So it's not like he stopped hitting. But Garcia's gonna be popular at that 2-8 price. I like Miles Straw. Who else am I missing here? Arizona, 4-4s in play. It's pretty much it. Brantley's always a cash play. I like the cheapies. I like Anthony Santander. I like Straw. I guess I do like Adolis Garcia. I mean, at 2.9 is so cheap. But out of all of them, I'm probably leaning Miles Straw. So if I can get an outfield of Schwarber, Ohtani, and Miles Straw, if I can get Alonso at first, remember we're paying 21.2 for our pitches. We got to find value somewhere. We're probably not gonna get our Deverses, probably not gonna get our Bogarts if we're gonna go with the Otanis. But this is going like with Alonso, who's not real popular tonight. So that's pretty much it for around the bases. I'll core my plays as soon as I get off here, but it's gonna be probably Schwarber. Man, I'm telling you, these Texas Rangers are getting real popular right now. These guys like Tavares, Garcia, Nick Solak, these guys are all popular tonight. So I don't know. It's a tough night. I gotta get figuring this out. All right, so that's it. My top stacks tonight are the Mets. I wrote it up in my top plays article. I like the Mets. I like the Angels, like the Red Sox, like the Orioles. That's it for stacks. Prize Picks. Let's go to Prize Picks and we get out of here. Prize Picks, code YFC. If you're new, if you can play in your state. Right now, I got to look more before over, but I like Marquez over 6.5 Ks. Definitely. Jorge Polanco over 6 fantasy points. I'm a big Polanco guy. Polanco definitely 6 fantasy points should be no problem. Polanco tonight. And who else do I like here? I need to bring up Whit Merrifield tonight. Whit Merrifield over 6.5, definitely. Bum over 32.5. Take that one. Definitely. And I had Jose Barrios over 5.5 strikeouts also. Marquez over 6.5, Barrios over 5.5. So plenty for Prize Picks here. You can run, 3 out of 4 and all that. You have any questions? Nothing? If not, that means I got a good 20, 30 minutes to make my lineup because I'm starting to struggle now with this Burns Flaherty lineup. That's eating 21K in my. I'm running Burns Flaherty somewhere. I'm not sure it's gonna be my top GVP, but I'm starting to after seeing this Nationals lineup come out tonight against Luzardo, and we know, it is a pitcher's umpire. Luzardo's been terrible. I'm starting to wonder. I'm starting to lean toward maybe a national stack, hoping to get to Luzardo, and then run into Burns, Flaherty, top combos. I got to get Bum out of my mind because I've been leaning toward Bum all day now. I may end up using Bum as a cash pitcher. I don't know, but that's just my thinking. You got Burns and Marquette, Burns and Flaherty are your top plays. I don't want people playing Bum, as I'm saying, but I do like Bum a lot today, and I think he's been lights out. So we'll see. Hope I am the Bum whisperer. Any questions? No? All right, that's it. Thank you, John Moffat, our producer. Tomorrow night, CFL, 9 p.m. Thursday, college football, 9 p.m. And then Friday, MLB, 6 p.m. Our next 3 shows. Once again, WNBA, 7 p.m. tonight, starting in a few minutes. 4 games? Big slate. NFL, Thursday, Friday. Golf, Thursday. Esports going on all week. And that's it. I'm out of here.